Here we are. We're at Loughburn, and we're in Sanctuary. And you started talking about that you started the morning pages, and I just filmed a video on this the night before last. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's exactly what happens when you start being in synchronicity,
Yeah.
which is what morning pages got me into.
Special interruption. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you right now because we're going right back to the video.
How long have you been doing morning pages?
So I've been doing morning pages for about a month and a half now.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And yeah, how'd you find the Artist's Way, actually? I'm just curious.
I think I found the Artist's Way on Audible, like looking for like a Zen type of, like, I got into like mindfulness meditation and was looking for creativity books along those lines like 4 years ago.
Oh.
And so I had read it on Audible or been aware of it, but never dove into it. And like I knew the things that I just never felt like I was ready to take the leap. And like it seemed overwhelming. And I was like, where am I? I'm not ready to start this yet. I'm gonna clear a time in my life when I can grasp it. And then this past fall, some friends started reaching out and wanted to put together this creative accountability group. It's about other people that friends of mine had heard of the book and wanted to do it as a group thing. So and now we're doing it with that.
So who brought up the Artist's Way in that group?
In that group, it was my friend Christine.
Did they do it before?
Yeah, like most of the people in this group had all heard of the book in different times. They're all burners.
They worked it before?
A lot of them have tried the book before and never, gotten fully through it.
So you're in what she calls, it's called a creative cluster. If you go to the back of the book, you can start creative clusters.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
One of those. Yeah.
What kind of creative are you? Like, what do you?
I do graphic design.
Oh, right. You gave me a sticker.
That's my profession. Yeah,
Wait, let me show off your sticker. Oh yeah, you got it, because it's going to take me a while to reach into my back. Beautiful. So cute. So cool. I love collecting stickers around the burn. Alright, let's go to, so you started, you said in January?
Yeah, so like the end of December-ish, like the group really actually started probably the beginning of December, mid-December, and I was just busy, and I was attending the meetings and like reading the book, but I was like, sorry guys, I haven't gotten to it yet. But like, still, I told myself, I'm doing this. I'm just gonna be a week behind them, but I'm gonna do it. And so then, it was like toward the end of December, and I'm like, okay, I gotta start doing some of this. And so I just started with the writing, but it was overwhelming to me to do the full 3 pages that she was, suggesting in the book. And so I started with cue cards and just right next to my bed that I didn't have to get up and go to another room to do. It was like I literally have to just grab this off the
That's like where I put mine too.
Yeah.
Special interruption. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you right now because we're going right back to the video.
And so like I don't want to sit there when I'm doing the long ones. Like my partner usually sleeps longer than me. I usually get up earlier, so like I'm not gonna turn the light on and be like writing in bed first thing in the morning. But for just like the cue cards where I got started just to get some momentum.
You were writing them next to your partner
actually,
on the cue cards in bed?
Yeah, actually I got them for her and I was like trying to get her to do it. She did it for like 2 days. But
you got to go on your own journey.
Right, yeah. She's got to figure it out herself,
But, so you're writing the stream of consciousness on the cue cards to start small?
Right, yeah, it just like whatever came to my head, and I just write like maybe the first day I just did a front, then I did like a front and back. If it wasn't overwhelming, if I didn't feel like, I just wanted to get something out that I was like, okay, I need to put 2 minutes into this. But I also want to find that balance that I don't hate it, I don't burn myself out, and don't, think negatively about it, and don't want, avoid it. The next day.
Are you curious what can happen if you move up to a bigger notebook or page?
Well, so because I'm not focusing on her goal of pages, and I've always wondered that in the book actually, of like she says 3 pages, and it's like, well, what is 3 pages? This is like letter size, and like when I tried it a few years ago, I was using a legal notebook, and I was like,
Are those like, they're pretty wide? Don't do that to yourself, I'd say.
Yeah.
I use a composition notebook. I feel like it's a sweet spot.
Right. Well, so I don't worry about the length. It's like I try and set myself up for like, half an hour, but I procrastinate and I have too many things that go on in the morning and I end up with like 10, 15 minutes. And what I love about what I'm doing is I'm not giving myself enough time. So now I keep getting cut off and want to be writing more. And so I'm like, oh, I wish I had more time to do it. Oh, I wish I had more time to do it. So I have this longing for it, rather than being like, fine, okay, is it fine? Like otherwise I'm like, if I set myself at like 45 minutes or an hour, I'm gonna be like, and that did happen early on, that I gave myself too much time, and I'd be like, okay, do I have to write for 10 more minutes? Oh my God, it's only been 10 minutes or something like that. And then I'm not going to want to do it the next day.
Yeah.
But now when I don't get enough time, then if I have a Saturday that I can write for an hour, it's like, yes, that felt so good.
Yeah. I know, I've noticed if you give yourself 30, that's a really decent amount of time.
Yeah.
Like I can do it around 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If I'm quick.
Yeah. And I think because I'm doing this and the universe is connecting with me. Like I came across a guy on Instagram that does journaling.
Yeah.
I can't remember if he said he got it from the Artist Way, but he's like in a band. He's like a musician or something, and he does 26 minutes every morning. He has this egg timer, and that's what he does every day. And so I think it's important to find your fit. I'm following her guidance, but I gotta find it my own way. And that's the thing. Trying to get my partner to do this, but she's pushing very hard on me that she needs to find it her own way.
Yeah.
And so she's got to do her way, and I'm finding my way.
You're like an advocate of it. I addressed this in the video. I was like, I have given this book out to so many people. I'm like a missionary of it, and I've had to chill out. And I'm like, this is the means now. I'm just gonna make the video.
Yeah. And I have it on Audible. I have the regular book, and I have the workbook. And
you got the workbook.
And I got the workbook, and I sent when I found the workbook, the day I bought it, I sent it to me and another friend. I just here's a gift. I'm out of the blue. I want you to have this book. And it's funny. I was so excited about it when I got it, and I didn't even do it at that time. That was 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh my God! And I said this in my video. I was I used to give it out, but I hadn't even finished it myself. Right. It's come on now.
Yeah. It's aspirational.
Sorry, let me go there with this question. You could absolutely deny if you want, of course. Has it uprooted any childhood stuff yet for you? Because it will if it needs to.
Yeah, it hasn't brought up any negative trauma or things like that. And maybe I'm because I also started that affirmations. Affirmations is part of the thing in the Artist Way.
Yeah.
But I also just on my own stumbled across needing to do affirmations, and I tend to do focus in my journal a little more than stream of consciousness. I try to tilt it positive because I just want to be putting positive energy into myself.
Sure.
So I'm not doing a whole lot of digging on the negative. I have therapy for that, and if it comes up that I need to do that in the writing, but
the program will do it.
The program will do it.
Yeah, not to manifest it for you, but it does it in the most natural and beautiful way possible.
Right, there's things I guess not childhood stuff that comes up, but things that I realize I shouldn't be doing that. Things about where I spend money and stuff. And that'll come up, and it's no, I got to make sure that I'm being responsible here. I'm growing up. I need to be an adult. And I'll catch myself with stuff like that.
You know about reparenting?
Yeah.
You've heard the term?
Yeah.
It did that for me.
Right. And so I guess that stuff is coming up. But it's I guess the way that I write it in the journal is about the solution.
Yeah.
The problem will come up, but I won't necessarily write down about the drama of the problem. I'll write about the solution and my progress and things that I'm trying to do to improve it, and that just helps me not fall into a hole and be negative about the problem. that I have a solution and I'm working.
Water?
Yeah.
She's not on shift.
Let's see what else. All right, so you started in January, and
Yep.
we're in February, so it's been a month.
Month and a half, yeah.
And so you just started with the pages, not reading into like week 1 or anything yet?
I mean, I've read it, but I'm not actively doing it. Like I haven't been getting my artist dates very often. Although, like every now and then, I'm like, oh no, this is like I traveled here for Loveburn on a separate flight from my partner.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe my flight can be an artist date, like walking through the airport and stuff like that. I ended up being in like too much of a rush. I would have liked to get, if I had gotten to the airport like an hour earlier, I could have been like, this is my artist date time.
It's definitely not an artist date. I'm just gonna tell you.
No, but I think if I brought my journal and like went and like drew at like a restaurant or something, like if I just sat in the airport, I mean, to me,
you could make it into something.
Right,
maybe.
I could make it into an artist date. But you're saying if you're doing an errand and also calling an artist.
Yeah, no, you gotta read that. You'll get to it. You'll get to it. I have videos coming on it, but it's gotta be frivolous. If your inner child is like, I don't want to study art, I want to just paint, then it's like, it's a date with your inner child. So if we're trying to make it into work, it's not really, it's not like a fun date.
But I think there's like times that I go, like when I just go for a walk by myself, a lot of times when I'm out by myself, even running errands, I look at the world like and just I always see pictures and like stains on the floor and stuff like that, and so like when I come across
I used to look at them all the time.
When I come across things and I take a picture of them now, I have a kind of like passively working on a project with like AI to find stains around in the world and then use the stain as an input.
That's amazing.
To AI to like be like, okay, I see an astronaut in that stain on the pavement, and now show that to the AI and be like, make an astronaut out of that stain.
That's great.
So I'm just kind of like collecting them right now.
Yeah.
And so like when I have connections like that, it feels like it's sparking that inner child piece of me. So yeah, maybe I'm not quite into the full.
You like walking though.
What?
You like walking.
Oh, I love walking.
Yeah, that's a very artist thing. She talks about it. You'll get to it.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you like all about the book because it's like.
I think I've read through the whole book on Audible.
Oh, really?
Yes, but I've never.
Did you remember she says artist brain activities? Like walking's one.
Yeah. Okay.
Cleaning's one. Driving.
Yeah. Driving, driving is just such a good place.
You're going to get to the point where you're driving and you have a notepad next to you.
Oh, I don't know about that, yeah.
That's happened to me.
I mean, I used to, when I lived in New York, I was able to walk everywhere, and I kept
Oh,
with me.
yeah.
And, I wrote down all sorts of just fun, weird thoughts that I would have all the time. And now I drive because where I live, and I'm not able to write, those thoughts all the time. I don't. I'm a safety conscious person.
I know.
I don't know if I could write while driving.
Well, I don't look at it. It comes out so messy, and I'm like, oh, what did you write? That poem was so good. Now I lost it.
Dictate to your phone or something?
I could.
But
sometimes I turn on my Otter app or my voice recorder app.
Okay. Yeah. Just but I guess those things I don't tend to look back at as well as something that you've written down. There's something about writing in the journaling that my mom's a teacher and says you learn 10% of what you read and 20% of what you write and 30% of what you say or something like that. 100% of what you teach to others.
Oh yeah.
So the writing is a way that connects it into your heart and soul deeper. More than dictating.
Yeah, and drawing, I think, I don't know if it's more than writing, it's really up there.
And I think it depends, from one person to the other.
Maybe, bio-individuality. Cool. Let's see, what else can I ask you here? We got 14 minutes, actually.
Oh,
Is there anything else? Well, we talked before I started filming. I didn't expect you to say yes. I appreciate it, too. It's really cool. I might start collecting these for the channels.
Yeah.
You said it's basically what, let me recap what you talked about before we recorded, is like it's made you prioritize things in your life more.
Yes.
And not, you can't ignore these things that you kept expressing and hearing yourself express.
Yeah.
And then you told us that you had these things that you scheduled, right? And then something came up with your partner's family that were like, we got to go to lunch. And then you were like, but no, that was my time to do this, and you put a boundary down basically and said I can't.
Yes. So like by journaling every day about the things that I want to get done. It's just like I wake up in the morning, it's like, oh, I'm hoping to do this today.
Yeah.
But I don't actually necessarily have it scheduled in and like know when I'm gonna get it done. Something comes up and I don't get it done, and so then the next day I find myself writing that thing again, and then I write it again. It's like I clearly want to get this thing done, and somehow I'm not prioritizing it properly, and I'm not putting the boundaries for myself to get those things done. And so the more I wrote it, the more important it was becoming to me, and I was showing myself that I needed to set boundaries. That like I usually would have a tendency to be like, no, I can push that boundary and I'll figure it out later. And by seeing that I'm writing it again and again, and it's like every time I push it, it doesn't actually get done.
Yeah.
And so then, then when that day came up, that I had a goal for the day, and somebody wanted me to do something else, and I would usually be a pushover, and I'm a people pleaser, so I wanted to do that for them. But I also realized that no, I'm important, and my goals are important for me, and so I'm going to set a boundary here, and I'm going to do the things that are important to me. And I absolutely,
it's amazing.
Think that's because of the journaling that I've been doing.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. Oh my god, I'm super excited for you. Like honestly, the artist way, like even if you just do the morning pages, you'll have significant changes in your life.
I'm feeling significant changes in the past month.
Like I don't want to be like guaranteeing it to everyone, but I could really guarantee it to everyone.
She does it in the book. And like, I didn't know if I fully believed it. Like maybe I didn't, like I wanted to believe it when I first found the book, but maybe I didn't believe it, and which is why it took me 4 years to actually do it. And now that I'm, getting this far in, it's like, I gotta go all in on this. I mean, and I met, along the same lines, I met the guy that's here at the Burn tonight. His name is Polaroid.
What's his name?
Polaroid.
Oh no, I don't know him.
Burn name, and I was thinking about it last night as I went to bed. I think I saw a New York Times article about this guy.
Oh really?
So he was a photographer and read somewhere that you won't take a good photograph. You need to take 10,000 photos before you take a good photo.
Oh yeah.
And so he's like, okay, well, I guess I need to take 10,000 photos. So he started like 3 years ago with the goal of taking 10,000 photos. He takes Polaroids at like burns and festivals and things. And he's like 7,000 or 8,000 photos in now.
Yeah.
And he just takes pictures of people, and he's just like, I'm just gonna set that goal. Yeah. And now you just do it over and over again, and his life is changing now. Just saying, I'm gonna do a lot, and so he hasn't hit his 10,000 yet, but he's getting art grants and stuff. And he's able to.
He doesn't have 10,000 yet, but he's getting art grants.
He's getting art grants and being able to come to
amazing
these things, and it's like you just have to trust the process and do what you love, and the universe will open into the universe you want and just. And so I feel like what he's doing is totally along the lines of the stuff that I'm
totally.
And I think I'm hoping the journaling is going to help me find my version of the 10,000 photos. Of what's the thing? I'm just gonna do it and see what happens.
Yeah. You said that you don't know if he does morning pages, but he does some kind of journaling.
No, I don't know. I talk to him about it, but I just know he just has that same trust that you just do,
Okay.
you do the work, and it opens up.
Yeah.
Like the world opens up.
Like she says in the book, the creator is like, you worry about the quantity, and I will worry about the quality.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you got to keep doing the output, and it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like any craft, really.
Yeah.
We don't think of it too much, like sports or something, but athletes put in so many reps
Yeah.
to just, and then we expect, I think with visual art, my opinion is on this, like, especially visual art, we see the final byproduct of the creative process.
Yeah.
Unless it's like interactive, right? Maybe that's also, it still is always interactive. But anyway, we see like a byproduct of the artist making it, the making. And we see like, ta-da, it's done. And like, oh, they're just talented. You don't see all their bad days, they showed up, blah, blah, blah. And like musicians, you hear their shitty days, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's like with visual artists, there's like a tendency I've found that we don't think of like, just put in the practice shots. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna have a lot of shit days.
Yes. I would like to get, I think I only have so much time in a day. But
Yeah.
Like I'm doing the journaling, I would love to be doing drawing every day.
Uh-huh.
And I did that like last January. I got about 30 days into that. But I didn't do what I'm doing with this of like quitting while I'm ahead, So I ended up spending like over an hour on each drawing, and then it's like I'm tired. I can't fit this in every day. But if I can do like 20 minutes every time, then I could have, it would be more sustainable. But then I have like a perfection issue. Like I can't quit my drawing at 20 minutes because it's not what I wanted. At an hour, it's like that's a good drawing.
So you need an hour.
I need an hour to
Yeah.
have a drawing that I feel confident in, but I think what I should be doing is doing a 20-minute drawing every day, and eventually my 20-minute drawings are going to be good 20-minute drawings.
Probably.
And I'm perfecting that.
Yeah.
bit.
You're perfecting the 20-minute drawing.
I'm too much of a, perfectionist. Goal. I have a certain outcome that I'm looking for, and that's the other thing I'm working on, to just accept what comes out.
Yeah, the programs really help me with perfectionism a lot.
Yeah, and that's what, like, those stickers that I kept writing in the journal that I wanted to get the stickers done. And I ended up using ChatGPT to just do it because I needed something to get something done that I could bring here.
Nice.
But also I use ChatGPT a lot for work, and it's like, it's the future. Like,
yeah, it can be so helpful.
It's like everybody's stepping up from being like a graphic designer to now you're just an art director, and then ChatGPT is the designer. But you have to decide which one you want. So you're still selecting as like more of an art director and telling the idea, but like you don't have as tight control on exactly where you draw that line, and so just letting go of that perfectionism of the way I wanted to get it done and just getting something done.
Yeah.
And that's helped a lot.
So you've been drawing all your life, pretty much, or
since probably when I was like 3 or 4, my parents were telling me, "Oh, you're such a good artist," and I associated myself as an artist because of that.
Do you use what you make income off? Is it creative? Like, I mean, everything is creative, but are you doing a different kind of creative
Yeah,
work?
I do graphic design.
That is your job?
My primary
wow.
is graphic design. Yeah.
Okay.
I do like, it's hard to say UI, UX, but I consider myself a generalist, and the team that I'm on, I have to do everything from packaging to UI, UX, and like emails, tons of ads.
It's not just drawing.
No, they're insatiable in how many ads people need nowadays. But,
I know.
But I do. I get to draw most days, or not necessarily drawing, but at least I use like the pen in Photoshop. Use pen tools, cloning and stuff like that. And so I'm using drawing, thinking, you know, I got out of design for a while. I worked for my brother's company for like 6 years, and doing like construction.
Oh wow!
And it was not my thing at all. And I like remember, and I read a similar, you know, I had heard the similar thing that this guy Polaroid was talking about like 10,000. You need 10,000 photos before you take a good one. I remember a hockey coach that said like you're not a good. You can't be a good hockey player until you've like fallen down 10,000. You know, and so it's like you need to do 10,000 hours of drawing to be good and
to be a master.
To be a master, and so I remember while I was working with my brother being so frustrated that it was like I'm not finding any time to work on the thing that I want to be a master at. And
it feels like guilt, right? Or this like crushing, like I need to do this.
Just before I started that job, when I had been in New York, I was like going to figure drawing once a week, and I was really feeling myself improving on that. It was like figure drawing had been something that I did in undergrad and then didn't do for like 10 years. Then I found like a drink and draw event in New York once a week that I started going to, you know, after having been away from drawing for like, or been away from figure drawing for like 10 to 15 years. And it was like, after a few months of doing it regularly, it's like, okay, I really see myself improving. And then I got the new job and moved, and that wasn't available anymore. And I was like, I'm not making progress on that anymore. And so now having this job and at least doing some sort of drawing on a regular basis, I really just am so grateful every day that I'm being able to do things that are my passion and improving on things that I want to be better at, that I know at the end of my life that I'm proud of myself that I made improvements on that thing.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's cool. All right. Just curious, how long have you been burning?
This is my 4th burn.
Oh, nice.
My 2022 was my first love burn. My first burn at all was the love burn. Then I went to big burn in 2022 also, and then I did this love burn last year. This year.
Oh yeah. Okay, I was at the last 2 love burns too. We'll see what this one brings.
Yeah.
This one's
been great so far.
You want to see a crazy synchronicity?
Yeah.
I could show you all the evidence because there's pictures on my phone, but so the day before last, like the day I filmed the video about morning pages, I got an email. I'm a professional dominatrix. It's one of my jobs. And I got an email from like BDSM 333. You know about angel numbers?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been getting 333 a lot for like this since last year on my journeys, even though I've been like failing along the way. Keep going. And then I get, I'm thinking this thought, I write it down on my walk, and the gas price is 333 the same day. And then look at my love burn.
Are you really?
It's 6333.
Wow.
I sent my brother, he didn't come this year. Maybe he'll come, we'll see, I hope. I was like, look at this, bro. No way.
Yes, we got her back there.
Like, not even making it up now. So, yeah, they all mean, it seems like a big amalgamation what they all mean, but okay.
Yeah.
My angels are telling me something.
Yeah. Keep open to those signs.
Well, I said I did make an intention before coming here. I usually do. And this year it was like, I want to learn to work and play together. Okay. Like, show me work and play. So I guess I'm doing it now.
Right. I mean, you see, like, this is work, but you seem to be having a great time. Like, this is play, and this is just like what you want to be doing. I mean, that's art. It's like work that is play. It's like you need
creative
to do this,
play.
But like you're making something.
Yeah. I guess I'll leave it there. And thank you so much. Do you wanna like say anything, your art name or anything? Feel free to.
No, I don't. Yeah.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
No commodification.
Yeah, no commodification. Yeah, I don't have
well, now I am violating the principles. Everyone encouraged me to.
Decommodification. I don't have like an Instagram or something that really like TikTok that is like focus on my art. So
yeah, well, if you ever do, like, I'll send you this when it's up, and you can always message me and we'll link you.
Yeah, when I build that someday, we'll link it. So.
Nice. Thanks so much. Cool. Yeah. I could talk forever about the morning pages in the artist way. But all right, sweet. Happy burn.
Happy burn.